We have a problem, and it's the Knicks' three-point defense. New York's strategy: protect the paint and allow other teams to shoot wide open threes. Today, we review the tape. We have a goal of trying to reach 40,000 subscribers, and we could really use your support. If you enjoy daily Knicks content, please hit that subscribe button. This episode is presented by FanDuel. And now, let's get started. Mike Brown allowing threes? The Magic, the Grizzlies, the Wizards. What do all of these three teams have in common? They all shot very well from three when playing the Knicks. And why is that? It's because of New York's defensive strategy. That defensive strategy is called shifting defense. Shout out to NBA insider James L. Edwards with The Athletic for giving us this following information. According to him, there are two ways to view the New York Knicks defense through 13 games. You can take the glass half full mentality, in which they're one of the best teams in the NBA at doing what they're designed to do: keep teams out of the paint. Then there's the glass half empty mentality, the one that acknowledges New York is allowing opponents to knock down three after three after three fairly regularly. Under new coach Mike Brown, New York uses a gap help defense. The team calls it a shifting defense that is designed to stop ball handlers from getting into the paint. Based on what it's designed to do, it is working. Per second spectrum, 18.04% of opposing teams' touches against the Knicks are in the paint, the lowest frequency in the NBA this season. Conversely, that defense allows the third highest three-point frequency in the NBA. Conversely, that defense allows the third highest three-point frequency in the NBA, 45.3%, while opponents are shooting 36.9% from three, the second highest mark in the NBA. In short, New York is forcing opposing teams to take and make a lot of threes, and more often than not, they have been. When you look at the top teams from OKC, and I think even Miami, there are a lot of good defensive teams and or coaches that I respect at a really high level where their teams give up a lot of threes. That's according to head coach Mike Brown. He continues here by stating, "It's all because we want to protect the paint. We're no different. Shooting from the paint is a lot easier than shooting from three." Brown, in theory, is correct, and his team has done a good job of executing his wishes. However, teams aren't converting on threes against the Thunder and the Heat like they are against the Knicks. New York's three-point defensive issues haven't been highlighted as much this season because the Knicks are both a high volume and efficient three-point shooting team themselves, unlike last season, and can keep pace with or win the math game on most nights. So now we all understand it. It's called shifting defense, and the main goal is to protect the paint, but when you do that, you will allow a number of threes to be wide open, and that's exactly what we're seeing with New York. Now, we can talk about this. I can read it off to you, but the best way to understand it is if you see it yourself. So, I got some clips. We're going to roll the tape, and we're going to take a look at this shifting defense and what it is allowing other teams to do. Okay, let's set the stage here really quick regarding what we're about to see. This is a defensive strategy where New York is packing the paint to stop a drive, and they do a very good job in doing that. However, because they do that, they leave Drew Smith wide open, and you're about to see what happens when they do that. So as you can see there goes Wiggins driving into the paint. So there's Shamet. So as you can see there, you got Shamet there, you got Yabusele, you got Hart, and Clarkson is right behind this screen. So he's already drawn three defenders. Now look at Smith all the way out here. And then you have Fontecchio right over here, and you got Mikal Bridges right over here. Now, let's keep it going here. He pulls the defense. Look how far they are. All of them are basically in the paint. Mikal Bridges is so far out already trying to guard Fontecchio. And then you see there, wide open. Mikal Bridges is trying, looking, trying to make sure he gets there in time. But look at this for a second. Mikal, if Smith wanted to, he did not have to shoot this three. He could have swung it right over here, and that would have been a wide open look, and that would have went down too. But what happens? Let's take a look. Wide open three, splash. That's what happens when you pack the paint and allow wide open three-point shots. This one for me is the most frustrating one. This is an out of bounds play, and New York allows Fontecchio, who has been burning them all night long in this game, to get a wide open clean look from three. Why? No communication. They're trying to protect the paint, and Yabusele on this play has no idea what he's doing. That's why when Mike Brown says at the press conference that Yabusele had a great impact, I look at this play and I can't see it. Let's take a look. Out of bounds. Look how quick this is. I can't even get past the replay from how quick it is. Look, out of bounds play right here. Yabusele right here. Mikal Bridges is going to get caught behind the screen right here. Fontecchio, who has burned the Knicks all night long. Let's continue. He gets the ball right there. Just look. Just look. Mikal Bridges caught on that screen. He knows it. He's looking. He can't get around. Maybe he can make a better attempt, but he cannot get around him. Yabusele. Do you see this? Do you see this? He sees him. He sees him. You're not going to go after me? Nah, I think I'll just wait over here and watch. Look what happens. Still watching. He's in motion. He moves a little. He's going up. Watch, watch, watch. Keep going. He's already turning his head. His feet have already stopped. This guy has a clean, open shot from three. Look at Yabu. Already stopped. He's already looking toward the basket because the ball's already gone. Late, not a contest. Wide open off of an inbounds play. And splash. You want to see what that looks like in real time? No problem. It's so quick, I'll show it to you. Check it out. Seconds. Seconds, ladies and gentlemen. That's all it takes. But when you break it down, you can see defensive lapse after defensive lapse after defensive lapse. It's unbelievable. This is probably the best example I can give you all video of what the Knicks do on defense and how it allows other teams to get open from three. And remember, this is their defensive strategy. This is called shifting defense. Let's remember that as we watch. So take a look. At some point, Devon Mitchell has the ball in his hands. He passes it. They move it around to Wiggins. Wiggins gets it back to Davion Mitchell. McBride comes on him. But at that point, as you can see, Mitchell is going this way. McBride is trying to stop because his momentum is pushing him upward. So he's trying to stop to stay with him. But that makes him a second too late. And that's where, boom, Mitchell blows right past him. Now look, everybody now inside the paint has to look at Mitchell and they have to come to help, including Mikal Bridges and Landry Shamet. Let's continue. So look right here. Shamet's looking here. Deuce is on his back. Mikal Bridges over here. Mitchell Robinson about to jump. Karl Anthony Towns just watching. Wide open in the corner. You guys already know what's going to happen. Because the Knicks are protecting the paint so well like they normally do, they pack the paint. And that allows shooters to be all open. But here's the craziest part. Look at Shamet. He could go over there. He could, and maybe might be able to stop the shot. But what happens when he does that? Who's over here? This man is Norman Powell. If you leave him open, 9 times out of 10, he's going to make that shot. So look what Shamet does. He refuses to leave him. That's smart. But look, nobody else goes near him. They leave him open because they're packing the paint. And then it results in a wide open, uncontested look for him. Look, wide open. Look how far his hand is. That's not a contest. That's nothing. He's wide open. This is a wide open three. Splash. That's what happens when you give somebody that much room. That's what happens when you protect the paint. You're not communicating. You're not driving out to the shooters, and they get wide open looks to dominate you. And shout out the channel sponsor FanDuel, America's #1 sportsbook, for giving us this updated information and these latest odds on who's going to win the Eastern Conference this season. The Cleveland Cavaliers are still on top at plus 210. Then you have the New York Knicks at plus 390, the Orlando Magic at plus 750, the 76ers at plus 900, the Pistons at plus 1,000, and rounding out this list is the Atlanta Hawks, and they're at plus 1,100. Now, when I bring up this argument about the Knicks and their lack of three-point defense and the fact that they allow so many threes to be wide open, a lot of people ask me, so Troy, what's your solution? What are you going to do? What's going to happen in the modern NBA? I got to give some credit here to my guy Edge on the app X. We talk sometimes frequently in our chat that we have. It's a private chat. We have a couple of other guys in there who know basketball, and we always talk about the NBA, not just the Knicks, but the entire league. And my guy Edge told me today while I was in a space with him that in the modern NBA, today, it is very hard to guard against every three. Sometimes you have to live with some threes being taken. However, my only thing with that is, while that's true, the person taking that three needs to be the player that you're forcing to take that three, that you're okay with taking that three. New York, at this point right now, they're allowing almost anybody to get wide open and make a three. That's the problem. That's the difference. If New York wasn't doing that and they were making players that are not really good three-point shooters be open and take the three, and those were the threes they were living with, I wouldn't have an issue right now. But that's not what's happening. Some of the best three-point shooters in the opposing team, they're getting the ball wide open and hitting those threes. Or if they're hot that night, they're getting wide open and they're still hitting those shots. New York has to do better. They have to be more aware. They have to be more mindful. But I've been talking about the three-point defense this entire season, win, lose, no matter what, because I've already seen it to be a problem. And unless New York addresses it in the right way moving forward, it will continue to plague New York until the postseason, maybe in the postseason. And they do not want to be the team known for allowing the most threes, because if that's the case, guess what's going to happen in the postseason? What we're seeing now on a larger scale, and that cannot happen. New York must prevent that. And the only way to do that is to make sure that when they're playing defense, they're communicating, they're switching. And according to the Knicks, they're shifting their defense in the best way possible. But if they want to be that championship contender that we all believe them to be, they need to fix that defense, and they need to fix it now. But what about you guys? What do you think about the Knicks defense and how they play shift defense, which allows them to pack the paint and protect the paint almost better than any team in the league, but that defense also allows the third highest three-point frequency in the NBA? Let me know how you feel about that in the comment section below, guys, because honestly, I would love to hear from you. But that's going to do it for this episode. I hope you enjoyed it. And if you did, go ahead and smash that like button, leave a comment below. And of course, guys, please subscribe to the channel. Until next time, Knick fans, take care of yourself, your families, and each other. Peace and love.